That's right. Live on Chicano Tube. We are live on Chicano Street. Want to
Yes, we are.
welcome mi amigo otra vez más on this Tuesday. What's the date? November 19th.
November 19th.
I appreciate you, Norbeez, one more time. Gracias, all the day oneers, everyone in the members only, all the Chicano channels, and all the Chicano pages. We're going to go ahead and just get straight into it. But before that, hit that like button, not
That's
just
right.
on this channel right here. Run the fade.
Yes,
You got to
sir.
run.
Please
Yeah,
do.
yeah. Both chats that are merging right now in the comment section, cross hit that pinchy subscribe, like, all that good shit. Norbeez, how are
That's
you?
right. I'm great, man. I'm actually happy that this time YouTube let me actually stream on my platform also, because last time I was having trouble and I couldn't even log into my laptop. So I'm glad today is going right. So I'm very happy about that right now.
Okay, that's a good reminder, cabron. We got to remind the people what happened. Okay, we mentioned a former presidente. Okay, and then once we said the name, the stream went boop, and they
Oh
just whacked
yeah,
us here. But here we're gonna speak the truth. Duele el que le duele. We're gonna speak the truth. So let's just
definitely.
remember those key words, cabron. Let's avoid those.
Yeah, let's not speak too much. We got to come up with better with nicknames, like the one you came up for, Kemala.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Something
That
like
was a
that was a
good
good
one.
one. That was a good one. You came up with a good one right
Okay.
there.
Okay. Well, I'll come up with one for that cabron right there. But anyways, just to remind the people, it's always straight to the point. We got trending topics, news with Norbeez. Run the fade, hit that subscribe, and of course on Chicano Tube, we're live on Chicano Street, cabrones.
That's right.
You could do the same thing. And if you didn't know, I mentioned this the other day. The backup channel's already up and going. It's Chicano Street. Okay, we're gonna do that. You know when I got that idea, Norbeez?
What?
When they whacked us on the last stream, cabron.
That's a good idea. That's actually a good idea to have something like that or in your back pocket, because you really don't know when the YouTube gods are gonna come down and just take us off.
That's right. That's right. I appreciate everyone that's in the comment section. Let me go ahead and give some
Definitely,
shouts
most
out
definitely.
already. I see a lot of day oneers like Richie Lokes. That's a day oneer. I know that for sure.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And
But I
then
mean,
Zapata Viva says, "Hey, can we speak truth in here? Moderator's going to be petting block. Moderators, listen to me. And mostly I moderate the ladies. I wrench them up. That way they can
yeah,
block the weirdos
yeah,
and whack the weirdos, really. It's not
yeah.
to say they're more super fans than you. It's just they've been here since zero subscribers. But you can say anything you want. Everyone has a seat at this table and at this platform. But Norbeez is Tuesday night, cabron.
Yeah, man. And you know what? I want to add to what you just said right now. My moderators, for the most part, are ones that I've seen since I've been on Rhodium Radio. People I've talked to, people that know how to roast, people that know how to take a joke. So if any of them actually, you know, takes you out for some reason, you must have hit a very sensitive nerve. But for the most part, everybody I get are
Te
roasters.
pasaste, güey.
They love to talk shit. So they're very open towards other people here talking shit. So I'm not too worried about that part.
Okay,
But yeah,
yeah.
you know what? But yeah, shout out to the whole live chat. I mean, we got Letty, we got Jose, we got Brad, we got Oni, we got Julio, we got Central Cal, we that's Row. We got amazing people here in the live chat tonight, and I can't wait to get into this conversation with you.
You know what, Death Row? Absolutely, Norbeez. No, it's always my honor, my pleasure, cabron. Let's go ahead and get into it. Death Row just put the calaveras right now. Let's talk about the cultura real quick because a
Oh,
lot of the times, Norbeez, we got once a year Mexicans. They only become Mexican on Cinco de Mayo. Or we got the two a year Mexicans. They're Mexican on Cinco de Mayo Independence. Or there's another level. They're the 3 a year Mexicans.
yeah,
Cinco de Mayo, Independencia, Dia de Muertos. And me, I've been rocking the Cultura thumbnails now for my second month now.
yeah.
And but what do you think about just forgetting about everything and then we go back in the US to the fucking commercial holidays? But what happened when it was Dia de Muertos Independencia?
Yeah, right. I mean, it just went by, and then now everybody is putting away the skull candies. Although you know, I'm noticing that the body paint for the skull that seems to be staying around throughout the year. I don't know if you noticed that, but it seems to be more of a like a like a
It's a style.
it's a style now.
It's a
It's not
style now.
it's not something you wait till Dias de los Muertos. The people are just doing it now because it's part of their image, or they just like the way it looks.
Yeah, it's a style now, and people will also correlate it to Chicanos. I mean, they'll
Yeah.
correlate it because, they'll say it came from the barrio.
I'm
You know what I
actually
mean?
surprised Risky Business isn't like that all year round. Since he's he's a big Santa Maria.
He was talking about the Santa Muerte, and I
But
asked him,
then
well, what does the Santa Muerte do? Does it bless you? Does it? And I can't even remember what his answer said, to be honest.
yeah.
But anyways, but shout out to the
Shout out,
Raza,
yeah,
shout out to the
shout out.
Cultura. Right now, they're drinking champurrado,
Yes, champurrado.
and the
The
tamale ladies are hitting right now.
the champurrado, just to give a little backstory, that is a drink that was given to us by the gods. And 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 we eventually shared it to the rest of the world, because without us the world wouldn't know what chocolate is. They wouldn't know how to appreciate it. They would never have known the taste of chocolate, milk chocolate, everything chocolate. Willy Wonka would never existed. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory never would have been made. A lot of things chocolate related would not have existed. That's one of the many ways our culture impacted this world, by introducing things like champurrado, mole, chocolate.
So what? And if so, there's misinformation out there when they say chocolate comes from Europe.
Oh yeah, it's definitely not from here. The egg came from here. They found it here when the Spaniards came and they saw us drinking it in chapurrado and eating it in mole. This is this is ours, and we gave it to the world. We gave the gift of chocolate to the world. That's facts.
That's facts. It's a beautiful thing, man. The tamale ladies. I got a tamale story. I'm gonna tell you right now, Norbeez. I got a tamale story. It happened in Salinas. It was in 2017. I was at one of my properties, just hanging out. Hit the office, check some numbers, do some shit, and one of the carpet cleaning guys that I've known him since 2000, the very early 2000s. I known him, a carpet guy. He goes,
Yeah.
Mike, hey, what's up, Mike? Oh, I'm all good. He goes, you're not gonna believe me what happened last night. I said, what happened, bro? He goes, I had on schedule a 3-bedroom house on Garner, which is East
Nice.
Salinas. It's
All
it's
right.
it's in the middle of the Alisal district. He goes, I went over there, and it's right now. It's November, and he said when I walked in there, I started moving my furniture. I always have to do. They kind of lightweight prepped, and I'm cleaning in the living room, and I'm going down the hallway, and all of a sudden, when I get in front of the bathroom, Norbeez, the shampoo guy, said he turned around and he saw the ladies making masa tamales in the bathtub.
Oh wow. Wow. That's hardcore, man.
And
That is
he said
hardcore.
he said he played it off really good. Hey, ¿cómo están? And he goes, oh, ¿cómo están? He goes, hey, ¿dónde venden? Oh, vendemos en este parqueadero. He said the only reason he asked them dónde venden los tamales so he could make a mental note and not go to that place.
Hey man, well it is what it is, and you know what? I like to think that Raza, we when it comes to cleaning, we definitely make sure the things are spotless. I mean, not to be insulting, but there's a reason why these people here in Los Angeles on the west side hire Raza to clean their place up. Aside from it's cheaper, but
Like in
we just
the
clean our shit right. I mean, like they said back in the day when the Spaniards saw the Mexicas and every other tribe, they saw, man, these people are really clean. They clean their shit up. They don't fuck around. And that's just how we are. We make sure our shit's clean before we work on it.
Let me ask you this. You just brought up, we're talking about cultura. I guess we're starting up the podcast talking about cultura. There's other things we're going to get
I
to
love it.
también.
Yeah.
YouTube Yarda Awards. Maybe we'll talk about Tyson. Maybe we'll talk
Yeah.
about Lake and Riley. Maybe we'll talk about some Cheeseman, other stuff. I don't know how far we're going to get, Norbeez.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Oh, you know what? Before we start up, I do want to give you a shout out because you did bring up that story about the 14-year-old boy that unfortunately, deleted himself. And I'm glad that after you did that,
it started a wildfire. Yeah.
it started a
Yeah.
wildfire. I started seeing other people this week pretty much posting about it. So I was very happy to see that that's something you brought up. And then I started seeing a lot of other people bring it up. And I like to think that that was something that you did because you brought it up. I didn't bring it up. You did. And now a lot of people know about this story. And it's good for the people to know
Oh, yeah.
these kinds of stories that you find, and share.
You just brought to my remembrance right now. I want to lift a prayer up also for Mega Man.
Oh,
And I saw that he's got a situation. All you got to do is lift him up in prayer for Mega Man. Anyway, I follow him on IG and stuff like that. But yeah, if we could do anything, I was messaging with Mega Man and I was telling him if we could do anything with the internet, bro, is help people, man.
well, don't bring up my name when you talk to him.
I mean, I don't know. You know what? We got content creator series of fighting, so that's perfect. Okay, I got the gloves, I got
Yeah,
the I got everything ready to go. So,
that's right. That's right.
anyways,
But you
no,
know
no,
what?
no. He had a
I do.
situation, so I was just
I
sending
yeah
prayers.
yeah. A lot of people messaged me about it. Unfortunately, me and Mega Man have never had a well, not never, but unfortunately, he chose Alvin's side and he ran with it, and he said a lot of bad things about me and other my friends.
Okay,
So,
that's the backstory.
but
That's the piece that
besides
I didn't.
that's the backstory.
Yeah,
And but I definitely hope that his son is well.
yeah,
I hope he's okay. This is something I would never wish on anybody, not even my worst enemy. So I definitely hope things work out, and
yeah.
that's all.
That what I'm saying is that on the internet, man, if we could at least do something, we shouldn't hesitate to try to help someone. You know what I mean? If we
Definitely,
can, I mean, the internet, you know what I mean? It should be there to connect people. And also, when we need to move, we move. I think, like Uncle Trump, one of the main reasons he became 47 is his pinchy, his marketing plan. Instead of trying to buy celebrities, he's just getting the biggest podcast, which is really the pulse of the people.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, and I definitely saw this coming. I mean, the thing with that happened with Joe Rogan, I saw that coming a mile away, because as soon as they chose Democratic Party chose Kamala Harris as the nominee, I already saw Joe already, like, little by little, throwing shade at the Democrats, because he's a big cannabis guy. He's a big weed guy, and he knows her record here in California. She put a lot of dealers away for a long time, a lot of users. Anybody that had to do anything with cannabis,
I
she
know,
would
I know.
lock them up. I mean,
Thousands,
how are you
thousands.
gonna give a guy life for selling weed? How? How can you feel good about yourself knowing that you're giving some guy life for selling weed? Well, what does that do to it? That doesn't hurt anybody. But hey, if she could live with herself, then that's her.
But you know how they say she started everything, and I don't know. Maybe we should switch it because you already know. Last time they
Oh yeah,
whacked the
yeah,
stream
yeah. Take it
already.
away. Yeah,
We
right.
started to go too deep, and
La
we started, and
Kamala.
they
We
whacked
didn't
the
say the
stream.
Kamala, right? We didn't say the Kamala.
No, 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 not
Kamala.
Kemala. No, it was
The
the other
Kamala.
one. It
Okay.
was
Yeah.
the first guy that had two turns, and he was of color. But
Yeah.
his name, it must have been they were hearing it, but because they were talking about what it's kind of happening right now on the internet, which is like this hysteria, que todos van a correr, and now they're showing pictures of like the farm workers, like the back lifeblood of the community. Are you kidding me? When you post pictures like of farm workers trying to just pump fear, the farm workers all right here, which we have the biggest farm worker city in California. So with all due respect, if anyone would
Yeah.
know, is me. They don't need to hear you pumping fear inside of them when it's gonna the next 4 years you're gonna hear about it every single week. And in the last 4 years, you didn't hear shit about it because they didn't want to attach it to themselves. But they do
Yeah.
the same shit. They have the vans, the buses, they never stop moving.
Yeah.
So before you try to attach it to somebody, just remember this is a decades old system.
Oh yeah. Definitely. That's the part right there. Which hopefully it'll get a lot better.
All right. You know what? I want to mention this the YouTube Yarda Awards. Some people had messaged me. Yes, I'm going to be dropping the YouTube Yarda Awards. It's
Damn.
every single December. Don't worry about it. You can cast your votes. I will put up the poll again to cast your votes. Obviously, my co host right here is in at least the top two, three, arguably number one spot. So
Wow.
this was Norbeez year to be
Yay.
on that. Yeah, you cabron, you're in the primetime category at the end of the evening. You're not in
Well,
the beginning categories. You're in the
I
prime time.
I'm still shocked that people bring me up after all this time. I mean, look, fuck it. It is what it is, and all we could do is just keep pushing forward. Honestly, a lot of
Eventually,
shit
yeah.
happened. A lot of shit happened 2024, man. We probably got to do like a rundown of all the shit that happened in 2024.
I've been trying to get a hold of chemo. Chemo. You don't hit me, cabrón, but I get it. I get it. I get it. I get it. But anyways, in December, we're gonna do the YouTube Yarda Awards. You had a moment on the YouTube Yarda Awards. Lucky had a moment on the
Yeah.
YouTube Yarda Awards. Even West Coast Graffiti, he had moments. Everyone, it doesn't matter who's bumping heads or none of this,
Oh
other
yeah.
shit, net banging shit.
Yeah.
If you're deserving of a nomination, you're gonna get it.
Yeah. That sounds good. That sounds fair.
Well, give me your top three YouTube Yarda moment.
Sheesh. You know what? For me, it's when after my incident, I want to say I actually ended up forcing Adam 16 from No Jumper fire all his black staff. I was pretty shocked that happened. Probably
Oh
because of what
shit!
happened with
Yeah,
me.
yeah,
So that's definitely up
yeah,
there. That happened because of
yeah.
what they tried to do to me, and then ended up backfiring him, and he ended up firing a lot of people.
But they didn't blast that because they're all his friends.
Yeah,
They're
exactly.
all they're all in his circle. So, oh God forbid, the fucking piss him
Yeah.
off, and then he'll cut you off and blacklist you or some shit. We got to tell
Oh
the
yeah.
truth, gente.
Definitely, definitely. So,
We got to
I
tell the
mean,
truth.
that moment, and then I would definitely say the lucky moment. That was definitely big. That definitely shot him up, pretty way up there.
He went in the
Uh,
banda world. He went in on Alvin, and just
yeah,
the alcohol. It's some people call it truth serum.
yeah. But I mean, that guy's been holding back because he actually went on another show where he wasn't drunk, and he actually said, "Yeah, I meant that shit. I meant it. Like I didn't need to be drunk. That's what I already had thought about these people." So at least we can say he didn't really. It wasn't the alcohol because he had already had it in the back of his head about these people. So
I mean,
that is
that Gervonta Davis just came out with a quote. I think it was this morning, and he said they were doing an interview on Gervonta Tank Davis. He was like, "Why don't you drink, Gervonta?" He said, "Because alcohol made me a person I wasn't." So I kind of get it in one sense, but then I kind of don't because I kind of tend to think that alcohol all it really does is accentuate who you are. You know what I mean? Just
yeah.
or are you laughing at the YouTube avatars and shit?
I'm looking at
That grill right there, it looks like it's been punched a lot.
yeah.
Damn, he needs to hit up Indicted. No,
Oh no,
he needs to
I
hit up
wasn't even.
Indicted TV because she'll brighten those chops up. Hit up Indicted TV, but anyways,
Oh my, wow, we have quite a few of them. You know what? This is why I always say I love the live chats. They're the backbone of every streamer on YouTube. I mean, without you guys trolling us, trolling everyone, I mean, I wouldn't get entertained. I said it before. Even though I love the shows that I watch, I love the live chat a whole lot more because they are unforgiving. They would. I mean, I remember Underworld that had to fucking have his moderators consistently block and block and block and block because everybody kept creating new accounts and trolling. I mean, wow, you never seen the trolls unite so deeply that they had to the guy had to order his moderators to start any little thing that was slightly negative, gone, 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 gone.
no, you know what? You ran laps around him to the point where I heard him say 2 or 3 times, "Okay, Yahweh, yeah, like let it go,
Yeah.
yeah," which is a lightweight way of throwing in the towel.
Yeah. Yeah, and
That
it happens. It happens.
But
You know,
you know what? There's another moment on the YouTube Yada right there. Spider Loke and AC. What could have been a great video and what could have been a great back and forth exchange between the black and brown community ended up
yeah.
Alvin, the laughing stock
Oh yeah.
of trying to represent I don't know who. And even the guest turned around and said, "Man, have you had too much tequila or what?"
I'm honestly shocked that anybody listens to that guy at this point. I mean, if you haven't realized the guy's a hypocrite, the guy's a coward, there's a whole list of what this guy is, but people for some strange reason still want to listen to this guy. It blows my mind. But I don't
Who
know.
is that? Oh, we're talking about Spider Loke or Alvin?
Alvin.
Oh, Alvin. Yeah, I already just I put him already on his pockets, man. But you know what? You put the Banda world on his pockets. He was already retreating. And then after you just kind of decided just to step off the brake a little bit. Oh, no, no. You said MC Pancho got at you. Is that what happened?
Oh, he became a mediator between us.
He
I
just
think you
said
can see the
it's a bad look.
short. You can see the short on my page of MC Pancho where he stepped in to become a mediator, and we pretty much just said we won't talk about each other, and we're good. But I think a lot of people already know that he's been talking about me. It is what it is. I'm not gonna hold anybody accountable, but you know, I'll stay true to my word.
Well, don't worry
That's
about it.
all I'll say.
That's why we got the series of fighting, man. Like
That's
I want to
right.
just keep reiterating this because what real men do is we'll pull up.
That's
But
right.
yeah, you're right. It seems like there's some podcasts that have like this net banging mesa or
Yeah.
commission. If you're not with the cool kids,
Oh
and
yeah.
they feel amongst themselves that they can call you, hey, take down that post, man. Hey, tell you what to do and shit. You
Yeah,
know,
bro.
like you're back in the gang again as a fucking teenager, getting told what to do and shit.
I
I mean,
always
that's
tell
embarrassing.
I always tell these people, you don't talk about me, I won't talk about you. It's that simple. I mean, I don't have anybody else on there because they don't talk about me, but you talk about me, and I've said it before. You keep talking about me, then I'm gonna make videos about you. You don't talk about me, then I won't. But the funny part is that these people they take down their videos. So because they take it down, people assume that I'm the one attacking them. But that's why in every single video, I always say the only reason why this is here is because you keep talking shit. If you don't talk shit, then I don't do this.
Norbeez is
Easy as that.
crashing tonight, gente. Tell him, Norbeez, get it off
But
your chest,
but
man.
but that's what I tell them. I told them several times, you
I'm
guys
gonna have a
don't talk
drink just
about
for
me.
you, cabrón.
I don't talk about you guys. Easy as that. Because I think everybody at this point knows if I want to troll you, I am going to troll you. I am going to call your show. I'm going to talk to you. I'm gonna actually show up because that's what real trolls do.
Mm.
But
No, but what
that's
you did to the banda world, that was on a mastery level. You were literally trolling at the same time. He would go live, boom, live. You were ready to go. You had one in the chamber. You studied your enemy, and you went in and to the point where he was just throwing in the towel, throwing in the towel.
oh yeah, I was mercilessly.
With
I was merciless.
Alvin, I had already let Alvin go for like months, like more
Yeah,
than half. I had already let Alvin go. Right, I was just the rebrand of the channel. That was the main
yeah,
focus. And then when we started doing fight number one, fight number two, we're on fight number three right now.
yeah.
All of a sudden, he started just, I wouldn't fucking watch those fights. And well, guess what? These are real fights. I don't know what you watch. He probably fucking watches fake wrestling. There's real wrestling and there's fake wrestling.
Yeah,
Okay.
man.
So
Yeah.
the real wrestling, like Mexican wrestling, you can see it because they're leaking.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's true. But yeah, it's crazy, man. It's 2024 is the year of the truth, and a lot of people found out a lot of truth and a lot of truth, especially with podcasters. So it's
Yeah.
very interesting how it all went.
Skeletons coming out of the closet. You want to become a public figure.
Yeah,
All of your skeletons are going to come out of the closet and they will blast it on Front Street. I mean, the
like
best thing you could do
yeah.
is just cut it off at the pass and you might as well just fucking put it out before they do.
Yeah, a good example of that is there's this guy named the Miza. I don't know if you heard of him. He's in music. Anyway, well, recently like in the last few months he's been growing very rapidly. In his social media, like in Instagram. But
Mm.
unfortunately, you show off too much, and you try to make yourself look a lot bigger than you are. People are gonna hate. And some of these people, they will start reporting the shit out of you. Recently, he made a post that his Instagram has zero. It's not being shown to anybody.
Shadowed.
He's shadow banned, and most of the time that happens because you've been reported on too many times. And I think he either ignores that or I don't know. But he's finally starting to see the bad part about being on social media, being on YouTube,
Oh, yeah.
and saying things that will probably piss off some people.
Ernesto Ruiz, I see that question right there, cabron. And then Saint Cal says that's another moment that happened.
Oh,
But
was
why not?
that this
Why
year?
not have the conversation? So what happened there? And I would love to have like the ring camera footage. I would
Right?
of the inside of the house of the but
Oh,
just to see him like this through the peephole.
yeah, yeah. I don't think we'll ever see that, but yeah, that's gonna be interesting. That would be interesting to watch.
Break it down like a shotgun because after that, but then he's gonna do what he always does, right? Ignore it, keep it moving, and he's in his own world and shit.
Definitely,
That's
definitely.
right.
But
Baby
yeah,
doll Diaz says, "Get it off your chest." Go ahead.
yeah. But aside from that, it's definitely interesting. It was very interesting, man, because honestly, my intention with this whole industry was for me to be behind the camera. My intentions were never to be in front of the camera talking to anybody or doing this type of uh this type of content. But I gotta say, it's been very humbling. It's been very cool. I mean, it's crazy when you get recognized at places and they're like, "Hey, Norbeez." I'm like, "Oh shit!" It trips me out when that happens, and
Yeah,
it's been great because so many people have been good to me, and I've met so many amazing people that I never in my life thought I would meet, people that like because of Tony A and Rodian Radio, I got to meet so many artists that I grew up with. I mean that was that just I mean it was crazy, man. Just to be in front of Sugar Free and talking
that's
to him
right.
about certain subjects and him talking back with me, it's crazy. I never thought in my life I would be sitting in front of Sugar Free and talking about shit. It was about plants and fruits and vegetables.
Yeah, no, no,
But it
absolutely.
tripped me out. It tripped me out. I've had quite the ride, mainly because of Tony and everybody else that have come along the way, where I've been able to like meet so many incredible people, and I'm still meeting incredible people, and it's wild, man. It's just wild. I mean, I recently, I don't know if I told you, but I did my first music video with an artist. Her name's Amora J. It's
Yeah, this was like last week, right, or 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks, yeah, maybe about two
Yeah, I
weeks ago.
remember.
Yeah, I released it and I did that music video with her. I mean, that was amazing. I never thought in my life I would ever make a music video. I was super nervous, and I had been studying so much about music videos, and I'm glad it came out. It came out cool. I was very happy the way it came out. She was very happy the way it came out. So if you guys are interested, look at HML by Amora J, and give it a like if you can.
I'm gonna put the phone number in the banner way.
Go for it,
Shoot
man.
it, shoot it. I know it's 323.
Sorry for the shameless plug right there.
No, not at all. Matter of fact, I mean that the way you shot that video didn't even look like it was your first video you shot. Way
Damn, man, I
you killed
appreciate
that
that.
one. You killed that one. Or watch, they're gonna start calling you.
All
Are
right,
you
it's
gonna? Hey, are you gonna become the number one fucking cinematographer, videographer for Chicano rappers?
you know what? Hey, hey, if they
Ball
want me
head
to,
and lokes
hey,
every
I
shoot.
work.
Ball head and lokes and low riders.
I'm
You
down
good
to
with that?
do. I'm down to do that. That's one thing I actually did want to do because I grew up on Chicano rap, and I grew up on those videos that I wanted to watch, that I liked. I mean, like Little Rob's music video, the one what's it called? Summer Nights. Is it Summer Night?
Órale, órale.
That one was all green screen.
Mm.
That tripped me out. I was like, that was green screen. Fuck. All right. So the number is 323-457
See,
8073. Like Tony A, if you got the balls, make the
I
call.
was, yeah. You got the balls, make the calls. No, I was just joking about that, but with Chicano rappers because I heard someone say that there's always fallouts at their fucking video shoots all the time. There's always someone. There's always an issue. They're having a junta over there, and you know what? We got an issue. I'm like, are we here to talk about issues? This is a fucking video shoot. This time is money. You know how much it costs to keep these pinchy lights on right here?
Yeah, definitely.
Just to
Well,
turn these lights on, you better get
from
to
my
business.
from my experience, and I've been to music video shoots for Spanish Fly, MC Peps with Aztec Tribe, and a few other artists that I've been in their music video shoots. And honestly, I it's always been love. Like everybody gets along, everybody's cool. Like the most recent one, which is the one with MC Peps, Midget Loco, Aztec Tribe, and King Blue. This was an amazing. You would have loved it, Mikey, for the fact that Aztec Tribe is from San Diego,
Okay.
MC Pep, Midget Loco, Los Angeles,
Mm.
and King Blue, Bakersfield.
Mm.
The music video is called Dia de los Muertos.
Oh yeah, I saw
And
it. You shared it.
oh, okay, yeah. So this was all the way from San Diego to Bakersfield, Chicano rappers
Mm.
together making a track
Popping.
together. It's crazy.
Making it pop.
This is why I say when people say we're not united, bro, these are guys that they probably wouldn't have done things together back in the day, like in the 90s when it was really hot. But here you have them together, united, making music for the raza, for the culture, just so we could enjoy music. And it was wild. It was great. When I was there, we shot it in San Diego with the guy that shot that one was OG Pamps. Shout out to him. But it was incredible because these guys just were just having fun. Like they've been knowing each other for years and years. And it was incredible. Okay,
Yeah,
so
and
we have a
you were probably you're on top of your shit, man. You own that shoot. I could tell you own that shoot. You took it over. Baby Doll Diaz. That's right. That's the prima right there. I'm just kidding, but it's because we got
right.
the same name, amiga. Baby Doll Diaz says, "Congrats on that, Norbeez." No, I think Norbeez could be the one Chicano rappers call all the time. He's always gonna be
Hey,
with MC Peps.
that's right. That's right. Hopefully we could bring more of that stuff out here. We do have a call. Caller, your name and where you calling from? Uh, okay, hold on, caller, because I got to connect
Yeah,
you
or you
to
might have to
Northwest.
reset that Bluetooth. Cutting out a little bit, caller. Let him just reset it real quick.
Let me see if we could.
You know those
I
first ones always got some hiccups sometimes.
Yeah.
Ain't she the chipmunk? Hey, this
All
guy,
right.
he looks like he
There he
needs a
is.
rabies shot.
Oh my God. There he is. Caller, your name, where you calling from?
All right. Yeah, right here.
Caller, loud
Anonymous.
and clear. Let us know.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yeah, we
Oh
can.
yeah, anonymous. Anonymous from over here in Arizona.
All right, man. What's up, man?
How you guys doing? Yeah, I heard you talking about that song that with that, what is it, that the Dia de los Muertos?
Yes.
Yeah, it was pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, it was very cool, man.
Simon.
Like how you're saying about how everyone's linking up and stuff. That's cool. Like you said, back in the day, you couldn't do that, right? Because it's hard on the streets and stuff. And
Yeah.
it's cool that we're able to do that now, being out there with social media, right?
Yeah, definitely.
It put a way to push our cultura, and it just sucks that how we have to be so careful about it, because we have so much hate towards our people. Anytime we want to push the positivity for our people, it's so hot topic. You know what I mean? Because we're a hot topic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anytime we try to push their culture, and I don't know why people have so much like negativity towards it when we're just trying to lift up a raza that's always pushed down. You know what I mean?
That's right.
And I see nothing wrong with it. All I see is wrong with it when there's a lot of hate towards it, and
Yeah.
But all that does, it marks out the enemies. You know what I mean? It marks out who's with it and who ain't with it. And if you ain't with it, you just mark yourself. You know what I mean? You become a mark.
Yep.
And that's all I gotta say about it. At the end of the day, it's all love for our people. Like
Definitely.
because, like I said, the stuff that's happened in the past. I'm not affiliated with gangs and stuff, but I mean, I'm Raza, I'm Mexican.
Mm-hmm.
I know my roots and stuff, and even though I'm on the outside looking in, you see how it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't have to be in it to know the politics.
That's right.
Just because I'm Raza, sometimes, just because I'm Raza, sometimes you're just put into that category. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And as I get older, you get wiser. You know what I mean, on stuff. And some people could say that's the past, let it go. it is what it is. Know your place. But when you become your own man, you just learn like, hey, I know I just try to stay in my lane, but sometimes it's like, damn, like you just feel like, man, you want to get involved. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Oh, yeah.
but hey, I like that. The podcast that push for the Rasa positivity, right? Like making sure it's just all for our people. 'Cause at the end of the day, we're the only one that's gonna look out for our people.
That's
And you
right.
gotta know who to roll with, who not to roll with, who's just gonna sell you out, who's just gonna be who's an informant, who you know what I mean? And it sucks, yeah. And at the end of the day, it's all about seeing our people happy because no one else is gonna do it beside our own people, right?
That's right. That's right.
That's
But
right.
what you guys think about the cultura right now? You think we're moving up or we're making positive moves?
You want to go first, Mikey?
I mean, I actually think there's been a resurgence of the cultura now because people are staring at their phones, right? That's just a lot of media being consumed. And so the Chicano culture
For
is being
sure.
highlighted, the indigenous culture is being highlighted. People nowadays, more than anything, want to belong and identify, and they see all these videos, and you got your history on your palm. So I think the cultura is being spread, but I do think we're dropping the ball as Mexicanos and not passing it on 100% to our children because they're coloring
Yeah,
their
'cause,
hair like
I think
rainbows and they need safe spaces and
I think
shit.
a lot of times, like my parents didn't really raise me on cultura, knowing what it's about, but I think it was to protect us, to protect our minds, right? Because at the end of the day, our cultura, the Mexican, is really pesado. You know what I mean? Whether it's politics or just the way of life for us, it can be a struggle. You know what I mean? And I think it's a protection thing, not to get too much into what our cultura is about, where we come from, our ancestors, and all that. I think it's just a protection thing. That's why. But now it's out there, right, with social media and movies. I think a big turn was when that movie came out with the Marvel movie with what was it? That Black Panther movie with Namor. Remember?
Oh
You guys know
yeah.
about that or no?
Yeah. Yeah, that was dope.
Yeah, ever since there, that was a dope movie because that was the first time you see a Marvel, Azteca, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Indigenous people. And that could be pesado for some people, some people could be like, who let them do that? Who did that? You know what I mean? Instead of saying, that's badass, you have people saying, well, how could they do that? Oh my God, I can't believe they let them do that. And that tells you right there how it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what's so bad about that? You know what I mean? But where other people try to push their cultura, oh, it's all good. Oh, that's cool. Black Panther, that's cool. But when it comes to like Namor or something, it's all bad. It's all negative. Like, oh, that's bad. That's bad vibes. It's like, why? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's when I got that. That's what it made me feel like. What's so bad about that? Like what's cool? Like, but it just depends on your view, on where you stand, who you are as a person. I guess it could rub you the right way, or it could rub you the wrong way. That's what
Definitely.
I'm saying. But and also cultura, it's very easy to try to blend in with our culture. It's easy for people to say, "Yeah, I'm with the raza and stuff." Compared, like if you try to blend in with, let's say, another raza, like a different kind of culture, it's a little bit tougher. You know what I mean? Like to
Oh, yeah.
say, you know what I mean? Like let's say if you want to, like I said, you want to claim another kind of raza or something, it's a little tougher compared with Mexicans, they're so like accepting of everybody. But with other razas, it's like, nah, you're not accepted. You know what I mean? Kind of what I'm saying. That's why I feel our culture is very easy to infiltrate and kind of like, I don't know, like put down. You know what I mean? Because you get like people that are in it for the wrong things for our people. You know what I mean? Just to put us down.
Yeah.
But that's why you guys just know what to look out for, the red flags. And to know, at the end of the day, as long as, we keep it positive and at the end of the day, we all live once, bro. We're all trying to do the same thing, right? Try to provide for our family, try to live happy, for this life is short, right?
That's right.
But, yeah, man, we're all trying to find that balance, right? Everyone's trying to be happy and stuff, but
yeah,
it just sucks. Like I always have to be about like,
Yeah.
like fighting and stuff or killing people, and it's like, man, it's always been like that since for a long time, you know.
Yeah, that's very true.
And it's like, when is that gonna end? You know, it's like, well, that's just the way the world is, or
Now you
I
gotta
don't
be
know. I
careful.
mean, that's how I feel on the street. Whatever's going on in the streets, I mean, it spills out to everything. When you go out to the grocery store, when you're at work, it is what it is. Like things, whatever is going on in the streets, that's what you feel the vibes are on the, you know, everywhere kind of you go. Well, it depends where you're at. I mean, if you're in Alaska somewhere, obviously it's different,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
But
Well,
you're in
yeah,
California,
yeah,
on the West Coast, somewhere where the culture is like that,
yeah.
you know, that's how the vibes are, you know.
Yeah. Well, the thing
But
that's
yeah, I was
important
just
in all this, I'm sorry to interrupt you, man, but what I just wanted to let you know what's important here is that somebody like you, if you talk
Mhm.
to Raza, our people, and you tell them you tell them the backstory, you explain to them our roots, it's really up to you, up to all of us to plant these seeds of our roots
It
in
just
them.
it's you know it's tough about it because you don't know how people are gonna take it.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
You don't know what they think about it. You don't know where they're coming from, what their objectives are,
yeah,
what their point of views are. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. The
That's
soil
why
is
it's hard
always
to talk
different.
on it. Yeah, because you could assume that, oh yeah, they're with it, that they know they're about our people, but at the end of the day, you see that they're not. You know,
Yeah,
they're on another thing.
yeah,
And, you know, they're trying to take us down instead of see us do better.
yeah,
That's why that's why it's so tough for our people. You know, like because like I said, everyone I feel is just trying to infiltrate, trying to say they're cool with us and stuff, our
yeah,
friends, and it's easy to try to just blend in with us. You know, like
yeah. We're not
um,
greedy. We're not greedy.
and
That's for
that's
sure.
yeah, we have a lot of love, but after a while, you gotta know how to protect yourself too. You can't just be vulnerable all the time, you know. But I feel like our people have a lot of love in our hearts, you know. Just
You're
the
right,
way we
man.
are very humble.
That's
A
right.
lot of us know that a lot of us people come from a struggle, you know, always getting those jobs that are pesado and get paying us all right, you know,
That's
not so
facts.
good. You know, we always work so tough and get so little. Where you see some people that are making so much money and they really not doing really. I mean, you know,
Yeah,
it just seems like sometimes it's like you think about it like, damn. But
yeah, man.
you know, I feel like it's that pride. You know, our people like to be prideful. Like, hey, we're hard workers, right? We want
That's
to show
right.
that we work for our money.
That's right, man. And
But man,
you're
it's like
very right about
sometimes
that.
that gets old. That gets old, man. You kind of want to feel like, hey, our people, we could make a lot of money and not have to work so tough. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
stop trying to be tough about it. You know, like you gotta be
definitely, man.
smarter, I guess. But nowadays, yeah, nowadays we have so much information to how to do better.
You're right
How
about
to
that.
not to work so not to work so hard for our money now. It's
Yeah,
a
man.
different age, different generation, right? Like the new generation, right? The new
Yeah,
generation now. So,
yeah,
but
bro.
there's still things that got to work out and stuff.
Yeah, definitely,
There's things that are getting good. There's still always things to get better on, but
for sure.
yeah, there's good and bad and everything.
Yeah,
But
man.
yeah, it's good to have
That's
a
right, brother. No, I
podcast
appreciate
like
you and
this.
appreciate the call too, man.
Yeah, man. Definitely. Hey, we got to let
Gracias
you
for
go, but
calling
we got
in, my
some other
brother.
callers to call in.
Stay
All
tuned,
right.
eh? Cuídate
Oh yeah,
mucho.
for sure, bro.
I let man.
Ándale, cuídate mucho. God bless. Thanks for the call. Bye.
Great call, man. Great call.
That's because they don't get in the ring, Beanie. I've been saying that, man.
Yeah.
I created a series of fighting for all the shit talkers that just
Yep.
write checks with their mouth, but they don't want to cash it.
That
And
part.
then we're talking about the YouTube Yarda Awards,
Yeah.
and we got
And,
Norbeez right here with a strong contender.
and you know what? I wanted to add a little backstory behind the MC Pez, Midget Loco, Aztec Tribe, and King Blue, and even Blue Stomps and Hectic. I want to tell people that the thing that put this whole thing together, it was love, and the love from an artist. His name is from MC Peps. He has a son that's autistic. He nicknamed him Panda Bear, and one of the reasons why, because he had been MC Peps had been out of the music industry for a lot of years,
Mm,
and
mm,
recently, you know, something came up, and he wanted to get back into it with the blessing of his family, and to pretty much put the word out there about autism and how important it is for Raza to understand what it is,
yeah.
and It's been a complete life-changing event for him, and he takes that that change and that love for his son to unite fellow Chicano rappers to work
Mm,
together and create something incredible, something that we could play at our barbecues, something that we could play at our clubs. And that's one of the backstories of why these things happen. It happens out of love. It happens out of love for our children.
mm,
And MC Peps is the example of how love can inspire you to unite and put aside differences so
mm.
that we can bring the people together.
Yeah,
I just
yeah,
wanted to share
and
that part.
no, of course. And when the last caller was talking about cultura, what do I think about the culture? I still see a lot of youngsters here in Salinas, where I'm at. I still see a lot of youngsters that were raised correctly. They had that Mexican experience, conocen la idioma, they know Spanish, and so I still see that there's still that being passed down. I'm not saying it's completely gone, but in another 30, 40, 50 years, when our parents or abuelitos generation is gone, that's a scary thought because then no one else is cooking.
Yeah.
They're already starting to show signs of shit like that, right? They're already saying the
Yeah.
Cheesecake Factory. Oh, if he
Uh,
takes you to the Cheesecake Factory on their first date, dump his ass. What do you think about that, Norbeez? Are the standards getting where are these standards that if he's not spending $300 on the first meal, he
well,
got to go?
that's the first red flag if a girl tells you something like that. Um, and it's funny because I had talked to this man a few days ago, and he told me, when you're out there looking for love, when you're out there looking for a partner, make sure that she loves God more than you. And I was
Mm,
like, damn.
mm.
Like, because he said, because himself, he loves God, and he loves God more than a partner. And I thought that was interesting
Well, they're putting
that he
emphasis
was,
on the spiritual,
yes, on the spiritual. Like, if
saying
you're
I need
really,
my mate or partner to be on fire or something,
yes,
or very spiritual.
and there are women out there that are definitely more spiritual, and that they chosen a path where they have morals, they have a
Mm.
spirituality. And for the most part, this is what we should probably strive for. Because I come to think, like, you know, the society likes to sell sex to us. They like to sell hot women, big breasts, big ass. They want to sell everything they can to us, so we could
Dopamine. They want to sell us
eventually
dopamine
they
shots.
want all of us to become simps, so that we could somehow, some
Mm.
way, use all our money and give it to these women that do absolutely nothing for us. And we never grow, we never excel, we never become better than when were yesterday, because we're infatuated with something that we can't have,
Mm.
because we grew up in a society where cartoons and TV and news tell us that we need the hottest girl out there. And but what people need to realize is that you don't need the hottest woman out there.
A dime that's top of the line.
You need a partner that's there to give you children. If you're not in it to have a child, don't look at a girl. Don't pursue a girl if you're not interested in having a child. Because at the end of the day, that's why we have partners, to have children. We have babies. We spread our seed, and if that's your goal, then that's good. We should spread our seed, but don't get in a relationship because she's hot or because she has a
Mm.
personality. I mean, that
Yep.
those are second to you, having a child, because that's what we need to teach our children. If you want a girlfriend, that means you're ready to have a baby. If you're not ready to have a baby, focus on your goals, focus on your career, focus on whatever dream you have until you're finally ready to say, you
Yeah.
know what, I need to have a baby.
Yeah. The internet
Hitting,
is crazy, Norbeez.
yeah,
It's like
it is.
the women, the women nowadays, they're showing everything on the internet. And this is fucking crazy because obviously it's where's the privacy at, or where is this just me and my partner, etc. The fucking women are showing everything, and and most of
Yeah,
the women do get it, but some don't get it. That when everyone can have it, your value is lower
yeah, it
than
is.
someone who keeps it private. I mean, and I know most women know it, and I'm not fucking the judge and the jury and anything, but if anyone can see it, anyone can have it, then the value's a lot lower. So
It
yeah, the
really is.
internet's crazy, man. That they
It
would
is,
do
man.
that also. And then in the end, want a high value man. You were talking about to you, Norbeez, a high value woman is someone who prays as you leave the house and prays that you come back safe.
Oh, that was what the guy said. That wasn't what I said. That's what
Oh,
the other guy said for him.
I'm not trying to put word out of someone said it.
Although I would say I would definitely need somebody that has strong morals, strong family values, especially. That's very important to me, and I think that's very important to us in our culture, family values, because we've always been about family. That's
Well, I
that's
think that the attack to neutralize que hay mujeres y hay hombres is basically an attack on the family model.
yeah,
They don't want them to procreate. That was kind of that utopia that we would have been going into in the next couple of years. Is a
and
utopia
yeah.
like that.
Yeah, and you got a lot of these crazy Democrat women that started that weird movement 4B, I think it was called
Say it again.
4B. Is it 4B or B4?
I don't know, but a 5B means you can't drink on parole. But anyways,
Maybe there's a connection
hit
there.
that like. We got Norbeez in the studio. News with Norbeez. If you guys are joining us from the
Hey,
Run the Fade podcast, or you're joining us from Chicano Tube, Chicano Street, we appreciate you guys. That's why I love
that's right.
cross streaming. Is
Me
that the
too, man.
chats right now? They've never chatted next to other people in the chat like they are right now. It's a beautiful thing,
It
Norbeez.
is a beautiful thing.
I wanted to also ask you, what are your thoughts on the young girl out of the University of Georgia, 22-year-old that was found asphyxiated, knocked out, asphyxiated, and of course they're gaslighting the story right now on the internet because they do, right? They're gonna
Yeah,
gaslight it.
yeah,
Um, we know why it is an election year. What did you think about that? And if you want, I'll put it up right now so we can see it. But let me get your thoughts
yeah.
first.
If you could pull it up so that everybody can see it,
Yeah,
and everybody could
absolutely.
be with us on this, and put in their 2 cents
Okay.
also.
Why not? Let's put it up for the people then. Give me a second. There, window, screen. No, not that one. Let me see. Okay, this one.
Police found Lake and Riley's body in a wooded area. She didn't have a pulse, so an officer started CPR. UGA police launched a search for a killer. It was the school's first homicide investigation on campus in nearly 30 years. Police Chief Jeffrey Clark said video from campus security cameras led them to Jose Antonio Ibarra, a 26-year-old man in the country illegally from Venezuela. Ibarra was living at an apartment building in Athens.
He did not know her at all. I think this was a crime of opportunity where he saw an individual and bad things happen.
A grand jury indicted Ibarra on 10 charges, including murder, kidnapping, and aggravated assault with intent to rape. The indictment said that Lake and Riley had been hit in the head multiple times with a rock, dragged to a wooded area, and asphyxiated.
22-year-old
Man, that's
college
rough.
student, first time in 30 years that's happened on
Yeah,
that campus, nearly 30 years. And of course it's highly politicized. Of course it is.
of course it is.
These things happen. I mean, if you look at the statistics, and I mean, it's sad to say, but these things happen by the second, by the minute, by the, as many people as there is in the United States. A very unfortunate incident.
It is.
And I wanted to get your thoughts on it, Norbeez. I probably have already, I think I did a whole live about it, but I wanted to get your
Yeah.
thoughts. You see this as a political stunt. Obviously, it's definitely a tragedy. Do you feel for Lake and Riley's family? Does skin color matter to you when you hear these kind of stories? Let me get your thoughts, Norbeez.
I mean, in a case like this, whether he's here or not, from here illegally or legally, if he did that crime, that's a horrible crime to commit. Uh, could it have been prevented? Maybe. Do we know the whole story on exactly how he got here? I don't think so. Will we ever find out? Maybe not, because like you said, it could be politicized, and they don't want to make. They don't want to. They might not want to show that he got in here through Biden. But that's only
And just to add
that's
to that,
only.
multiple times he's been in and out. Multiple times he's been kicked out. But go ahead.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
multiple
Well,
times he's been kicked out.
so it's a bit odd that he could keep getting back in like that. I mean, you would think he would have raised a lot of red flags, but if he's coming in and out like that, then something ain't right. Something ain't right. And
Yeah. So I wanted to get your opinion. What do you think? Is this what should the people glean from this? What should they take away, if anything, or is it just, oh, it happens every second anyways, same old song, except the media wants to pump it down your throat sometimes, and other times they won't hear shit about it.
I mean, that's always what it's going to be. I mean, depending on the city, the state, or where they're leaning, they're going to twist the story so it could fit a certain narrative. I mean, unfortunately, this is what I tell people. People cry for other people that die in the country, around the country, but nobody cries for the kids that die here in LA, the women that get murdered here in LA. You don't hear a peep about that. You don't hear, and other cities, you don't hear their death. You hear the death that could bring in more numbers and make it political. I mean, should it have been said? Of course, that story should have come out, but just like that story, a lot of other stories should always be coming out, because here in LA, somebody's dying every day. Somebody's getting murdered every day,
So
and
you think they're prime timing selecting certain stories just because they figure it's going to be a ratings hit?
yes, definitely. That's what they do, and that's the unfortunate society that we have here in the U.S., where you want numbers. It's just like podcasts. Drama
Mhm.
sells, and if you could make up stories or you could twist it enough so it could piss off people, you're gonna run with it, and you're gonna do it, and you're gonna collect the money from advertisement.
The red cat uprock said, "Sad that a beautiful young woman's life was taken by a useless piece of shit like that."
Oh, we got a caller, your name and where you calling from?
Risky business.
Holy moly!
Risky business. Buenas noches. What do you got to say about Lakin Riley?
Hey, first of all, buenas noches, Mikey. Buenas noches, Norbeez. Everybody in the
noches.
chat. Buenas noches.
Igual.
What I gotta say about that? I think it's a effed up case, man. Definitely. That piece of shit deserves everything he has coming to him. You know what I mean? Um, Maximum punishment
Yeah.
is what I would say. But but what I also gotta say, and what I think is fucked up, is the fact that the the fact that he was illegal has to be brought up in the story, right?
Mm.
Right.
And I think that as Raza, all three of us, I could say we're Raza, depending on how you feel, right, and what side of the fence you feel that you're on. It gives us a bad name, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Specifically, like I said, with that illegal. Now, granted, we're not illegal, right? Any of us, but that is our gente, right? At the end of the day, not the Venezuelan dude, right? That I separate Venezolanos from Mexicanos, but unfortunately, um, the new president to be and anybody else doesn't make that distinction, right? To them, illegals are illegals, and they're all doing it.
Yeah.
And I think that's fucked up, bro. I think that spins the narrative. You know what I mean? Because just today I seen a story where a gang member, and it could be from the north or the south. It just happened to be that this chavalon was from the north. He did pretty much the same thing to a young lady. You know what I mean? A gang member,
Yeah.
chavalon.
Yeah.
So where are those stories at, bro? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So I think that it gets politicized, and it's just fucked up to me, bro. It just fucked up to me that the fact that the illegal part has to be mentioned.
Yeah.
And like you said, Norbeez, could it have been avoided? Definitely, right? Obviously, if he didn't come illegally, right? But that's just, I just see people doing what people do, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's piece of shit people, and it's like the topic with guns, right? Like, well, do guns kill people, or do people do? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And me being in Texas, where everybody packs, you know, that's how we feel. No, people do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's no different, bro. It's no different from the whole, they're poisoning our kids with these blue pills. Like, really? Like, they're poisoning our kids, or the kids are pendejos and they're taking them?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's the border. It's obviously it's the season. Pues ya se acabó ese pedo, right? But you know, let's make the gente, all the gente that are coming across the border look like pieces of shit. That's fucked up, bro.
Yeah,
I think personally, and I'm always gonna speak against that, because that's my gente. You know what I mean? At the end, like I said, not the Venezolano dude, but that's where I separate. And look, this is what pisses me off, bro. Right? Because it's the topic conversation of like, oh, well, the illegals, they're pouring in men with backpacks and this and that. But then when the conversation is had, you know, people will say, well, it's not Mexicans that are coming in. Okay, well, why don't we focus on that, right? Why is nobody saying, like everybody that speaks in politics, why is nobody saying, well, you know what? To separate that, hey, politicians, Uncle Trump, why aren't you giving our gente, Mexicanos, dual citizenship or something along that line? You know what I mean? To separate my gente mexicana from those pieces of shit.
Yeah.
But they don't want to have that conversation, right?
I already predicted that. That we're gonna end up. They're gonna end up closing DACA down and finishing that program. I already predicted that. I think they're gonna get citazenship.
Oh, I hope so, man. I really hope so. They deserve it.
Yeah. That's fine, as they should. But I'm talking about the vatos that come across to work. You know, those vatos that come across to work get thrown in the same bola as the men with backpacks and
that's true.
War ages and this and that. That's fucked up, bro. That's fucked up. As Mexicanos, if we're gonna wave that fucking flag, bro, let's do a little bit more for our gente.
But how can you put people? How are you gonna risky? How are you gonna put people in the same basket and boat when the ones that you said, the ones that come through the port of entries, or los que jalan acá todos los días and they're always crossing back and forth? Well, they have permission to do so. One has permission, one doesn't. But what is gonna happen probably is they probably will put a fucking Great Wall of China up. I'm just predicting, or something Fort Knox, which the only thing I've ever talked about that pinchy border was never to debate whether you think it's right or wrong, and who should be here and who should not be here. My only debate was when you stop that shit, you stop the flow of drogas and you stop the flow of los niños y las mujeres and what they do to them. That was my only thing. If we're not going to talk about that, I don't want to talk about illegals or who's legal.
Of course not. Of course not. Why would we? Right?
Yeah.
But
that's everyone's pedo, right? Everyone pedo to his own.
Monday.
That's it. That's each pedo. That's everyone's pedo to their own. You know what I mean? You got your own cards.
No.
They talk about people coming. Everyone's already here. 11 million are here.
Yeah, bro, but if you're going to wave that Mexican flag and if every live you're going to talk about Mexicano this and Mexicano that, do a little bit more for Mexicano gente, bro. You know what I mean? Put politics on the back burner for a little bit and talk about the positive shit that our gente are doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because
let me reemphasize what I said I would do. Let me reemphasize what I said I would do. I would say I would be the first U.S. president that makes Mexico the main import-export partner, and all the warehouses and fabricas are going to be in Mexico. They're finally will solidify a strong middle class in Mexico, and I'm going to get kudos for that.
That just might happen soon, and the Mexican president's going to do that.
Yeah, that's what you're saying. But the president that you voted in is wanting to put tariffs on Mexico.
There you go.
So you're contradicting yourself right there.
Uh,
Yeah, no, let's laugh
I'm
about
supposed to
it. No,
fucking
yeah,
tell.
yeah.
Wait, you know
I'm
what?
supposed
Hey,
to control him at
hey,
his business
hey,
dealing,
let
and he
me put
rewrites
this
You
contracts with all
voted
the
in.
countries.
Let,
You
let,
No,
voted
let,
he
in.
said if they don't start sending the pastillas that are coming over, bro, respectfully, those things are like the 10 time. One little pill is 10 times the strength of fucking Negra. Those things are killing
Hey,
people left and right. It's already in the millions. So he was talking about that when he said what you said, but you probably saw an edited clip. But go ahead.
yeah. No, I didn't see an edited clip. I seen reality. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But check it out. This is where it's rhetoric, right? This is where the deflection comes into play because you're talking about the pastillas that are coming in, right? Okay,
Mm.
but why don't you talk about? But why don't you talk about big pharma getting these kids addicted on opioids?
Oh yeah, that part.
They say,
Oh,
yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Norbeez.
well, I did want to put this up. I want to bring this up. You guys know the Trump's new borders are, and you guys
See,
recall that
He's a piece of shit.
that inspiring speech he gave at the rally. Uh, he recently came out with another statement. I don't know if you guys saw this, but man, there's something happened to him. They broke this
Now,
man.
now, now, now,
They
now,
broke
now
him.
check it out. Check it out. The borders are is saying from now on, no children born here to illegal parents are going to get citizenship, right?
Yeah.
And everybody's agreeing and applauding to that. But but what about the Chicanos nowadays that were born to illegal parents?
Yeah.
That's why the question that I asked you the other day, bro, if Chicanos that fall under that category are gonna self deport. Now you made light of it, right, Mikey? You made light of it and you said, you're way
Yeah,
out
I
there,
did.
bro. I've never heard
I
that
thought it
shit.
was funny as
Well,
hell.
well, those words I got from the borders are
Mm.
from. That's what he's saying. I'm not making
Yeah.
shit up.
Well, let me go back to where I
He's
was going to
saying
say in this.
he's saying pack your bag. Go for it.
Well, his new statement, and I gotta tell everybody, I think the cartels broke this man. I don't think he's a threat anymore. I don't think he's gonna repeat the words he said before because if you guys look up his last statement, this guy was shook. This guy said that he's gotten enough threats from the cartels
Right.
that his family is no longer with him, and I hope that's not like low key him saying that they took out his family, but.
No.
But this guy, you
What he
looked
was
at
saying, what he was
you
referring
looked at this guy in the eye, and you could see that he is shook, he is scared, and he's hoping that Trump is true to his word. Because I think at this point, that's all he got. He might not even accept the borders our job anymore. Because this guy looks
that,
scared as a motherfucker. I don't know who got to him, but man,
yeah, no, I did see that. I did see it. I guess just what he meant was that he had to relocate his family just out of safety and concern. But Norbeez, I got a question for you, bro.
go for it, man.
Last question, cabron. The lines are lit.
Yeah, last question. Yeah, last question. Since we always talk about the economy, Biden's economy, was it Biden that effed up the economy, or was it the C-19? Because from what I remember, previous to the C-19, everything was pretty much cut in half to what it is now. But why does everybody say that it's Biden's economy now? Right, the promise was, and I say the promise was because I seen the billboards. If you vote blue, groceries are $97.
Yeah.
If you vote red, I'm sorry, the other way around. If you vote blue, groceries are $2.97. If you vote red, groceries are $97. So what are they promising? They're promising, hey, the minute Trump comes in, the groceries are going to get cut down, right? But then what was the thing? Oh, it's going to take about a quarter. Then it was, oh, it's going to take 3/4. Then it's like, oh, well, it might not happen at all.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, come on, man.
Well, I would definitely say that.
So whose economy is it?
Well, the one we're at now is definitely Biden's economy because you got to realize that when Trump was in power, he made several moves that would save the United States a ton, billions, if not trillions of dollars. Trump had a deal with China that they had to buy about $2 billion of U.S. Goods. They had to buy it. When Biden came into office, he tore up that contract. He didn't make China, commit to that anymore. He put us back into the UN where the US has to pay to keep it running. He put us back into the Paris Accord where again we have to pay to keep it running. And not to mention all the money that he sent out of this country. Where was all that money going and who was paying that money? That was all tax money that was all going to different places around the world and contracts that Trump had made to make the US business owner money. He tore that up without considering, well, now these people can't sell anymore because now they're not China's not obligated to buy anymore because Biden tore up the contract. He did a lot of things that destroyed the economy. That's why this is Biden's economy because he just fucked over all the plans that Trump has already set up.
Right, but what we're talking about is what affects the raza, right? Because that was the
No. Now you're starting to deflect.
Well, here,
now you're
here,
deflecting.
No. I'm glad he said that. I'm glad he said that. Go for it.
No, because the word raza was used a lot to get this piece of shit into office, right?
How do we go from this is Biden's economy to the raza? How do we go from this is Biden's economy?
Where I'm going.
Biden's going to own it. Go ahead.
That's where I'm going, right? Because we're talking about raza, right? And what affects the raza, well, we know that groceries, rent, gas, that's what affects the raza immediately, right?
Yes.
Okay. Milk, eggs, bread, all that shit is from here, bro. From the United. All those plants, because I deliver to those motherfuckers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All those plants, all those farmers are here from the United States. You really think those motherfuckers are going to cut down their prices in half, bro?
They can if they want to.
That's what I'm asking.
They can if they want to. But I'm glad you said, what does it have to do with raza? And when I said that Trump made that contract with China to buy $2 billion worth of American goods, that meant produce, that meant vegetables, that meant fruit, that meant things that we would, our raza work on and would sell. That would be part of their job. They would sell all that stuff to China. But because of Biden, he tore up that contract. Now they no longer have a contract anymore. And now they're left with a bunch of fruits and vegetables that was supposed to go to China, but not anymore because Biden ripped up the contract. That affected raza because now they did all this work for nothing.
So you're a Trumper now. Okay, I got it.
Hey, buenas noches, pinche Risky. We're going to take another call. We're going to take another call.
Anyway, thanks, Risky Business. Appreciate it, man.
Hey, cuídate. Hey, bendiciones, cabrón. Cuídate mucho,
Later, man.
Hey, talk better about the raza, bro. That's all I want to see.
Hey, cuídate mucho,
Risky Business, everybody.
No, this is what I want to say. I don't even put that on Biden. You know what it is? It's called mismanagement of money. That's what it is.
I put it
when you can put it on whoever's up there, but it's mismanagement of money. And we already know that he was weekend at Bernie's, man. He was sitting there, they're holding his eyelids open. He would have been asleep for 4 years. He was that old. But so someone was pulling the strings to keep sending cash overseas. And the biggest businesses on planet Earth, is the pharmacies. Yeah. Which means they gotta keep having people get over there, which means los doctores tienen que dar recetas. And number 2 is guerra, war, because that's what they use to funnel shit through.
It's crazy though, because I guess Marvin. I'll take this call. I'll call Marvin. I'll call you after this one. Caller, your name. Where are you calling from?
Hey, this is Mohammed from Michigan.
Hey, Mohammed.
Hey, Mohammed. Talk to us.
Hey, Mikey. Hey, I think it's a funny stuff.
Hey, man, I know who this is.
Let me know. Come on. Buenas noches, cabrón.
Hey, I think it's a funny stuff, huh, Mikey? Yeah, but it's funny. No, I don't really got much to say. Just to say what's up. That you guys are doing a good show, and that's it.
Thanks, man. I appreciate
Hey,
you.
would you hear last time when we were on the live and the caller called in and he said, "Hey, I'm calling from the Wakanda where Kemala was born." Did you hear that? Man, we love the calls.
Hey,
No,
nice.
I appreciate those links all the time. That we already put him on his pocket, so you know he's over there just
No,
I don't, with a
that's not
bunch of paint sniffers.
that's not me. That was my friend, not me, by the way.
Hey, there you go.
Oh, I might have got it
All
twisted. My bad.
Take it. I take it easy, guys. Later.
right, later, man.
Later.
That's
All right,
right.
man,
Tony
make this-
Bowler said, "Fixing everything but America since 2022."
Let's see
Damn.
if he picks up. Let's see if he
You
picks up.
ball.
Hey, calling in. Where are
Hey,
you
that's-
calling from?
What up, brothers?
What up, brother?
Ow!
Hey, I was trying to call, man, and I couldn't get through, bro. You got a lot of people calling.
Yeah.
Man, we appreciate you, carnal.
Excellent.
Ciao.
Thank you for tapping in. So we're talking about the presidency, correct?
Yes.
Go ahead.
So I got a question for you guys,
Go for it.
and think about this. What makes you guys think, or anybody, any of the raza think, that we have a say in anything when the presidency is owned by the Vatican?
I wouldn't question that part. I'm pretty sure.
Chingado.
Washington D.C. is not even part of the United States. That's why we're called a corporation.
Yeah.
A corporation.
Well, that is true. We are technically a corporation. And that's why I tell people you got to see our government from a business point of view, because it's not a system of government. It's run as a business. This is why.
Yeah, we're under a thing called maritime law, bro. It's called the law of the water. That's why they use all the terms such as birthing.
Yeah.
When you birth, when you arrive at the dock, the doctor, you get the ticket of manifest, which is you, the merchandise. You're then issued your stock number for that merchandise, which is you.
That is true, because you really could look yourself up and see how much you're worth.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is trippy.
You know, they throw all these little things at us, like, you know, vote for this and vote for that, and we're trying to pass this bill and pass this bill. But at the end of the day, whether things change for a little while, they always end up remaining the same, bro.
Yeah. I mean, for me,
they always our food. We're talking about food as well. Yeah. We don't export nothing, bro. We don't even export nothing. Our food stays within our the United States.
Yeah.
And all the organic stuff bypasses the United States, such as avocados. Yeah. Mexico, they have the real organic avocados. Those don't get transported over here. They go straight to Canada.
I believe that. They're going to Europe too. They're buying.
What's crazy is that you'll have.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. I was gonna say what's crazy is that you go to a store and they have a little fruit stand right there. They call it the health section. So if that's the health section, what the fuck is the rest of the store? The poison section? Are we just eating the poison section?
It is. Everything, bro. Everything in the middle. And I always tell people, when you go to a market, everything that's in the middle of the aisles right there, that's all GMO. That's all under a program called Agenda 21 to depopulate the masses. The little organic section that they do have, vegetables or whatever, that's still sprayed with pesticides. That's still sprayed with atrazine and fluoride. We're still consuming that. Atrazine removes the testosterone from males, making them more feminine, and the estrogen from women, making them more manly. They've been doing that since the 70s. So, and we're consuming all this stuff on the daily. We consume about the amount of plastic we consume is the equivalent of a credit card a week. We eat a credit card a week. That's how much plastic we're eating. Shit. And not even to bring up the metal that's in our aluminum and barium. You could take a magnet, crush up your cereal or whatever, and that magnet will pick up all that metal. I did a whole video on the infant on the baby food. And women, oh my God, I got so much feedback on that. Women were pissed on the amount of metal they were pulling from the infant canisters.
What's crazy, I was at one of my mentors' house the other day. Yeah, he doesn't even drink out of plastic. He buys the glass bottles, and I'm like, shit. I know it probably costs 3 times the thing, but He's trying to just watch his body. But you're right. We consume a lot of plastic. Let me ask you this, carnal. I mean, and I don't want to say this the wrong way, but you probably, politics are like, right? But what about the person of like Bobby Kennedy who's saying fluoride is out? He's going to put a chokehold on GMOs, preservatives. Again, it sounds like a promise from a politician, but if that were to happen, does that benefit the raza?
It'll benefit the raza to start farming again, growing our own food, just point blank. You can't trust the markets. They're owned by these certain companies, and they get paid to actually hide the label. They actually pay an extra amount of money to hide the label, so they don't have to put, the stuff that they're putting, all the soy, all the what's all the other stuff they put in there. There's so much stuff that they put in our food, bro. It's ridiculous. But we're trying to force them to reveal what they're putting in our food, but yet they have a law that protects them that they could pay to hide their shit. So at the end of the day, we really don't know what we're consuming. We don't know unless we test it, which we're not scientists, So I really urge if you could grow some type of vegetable, some type of fruit, do it. If you could get another family member to do that, then hey, you got a whole community, a whole family that's growing certain things that you guys could trade off. And imagine if we all did that.
Yeah, we live to be like 120 years.
We'll be a lot healthier.
We live, yes, homie, yes. We live. You see them do documentaries of them going and they want to show how tribes live, and the first thing they go, you need to speak to our elder, and they bring the elder, and how old is that person? They're old, bro. They've been eating organic food. They've been doing their rituals that they do with earth and everything. They're keeping their cultura alive, homie. Yeah. And we've lost ours. And that's sad.
Bro, but it's just, I think also the sugar addiction is too strong, man. It's hard for people to
get definitely.
Sugar.
Yep.
That shit, that's worse than the most worst drug in society, sugar. That's the one that fucks all of us.
Yep. Definitely, you're 1,000% right.
If people start seeing the foods that they grew up on, or the normal foods start getting banned in the supermarkets or the grocery stores, or maybe some of these even franchise chains of fast food start getting bumped out of certain states, que no se agüiten la gente, they're just someone's trying to look out for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was a study done in the 90s, bro. You could look this up. A study done in the 90s where they tested different fast food chains, one of the biggest ones being McDonald's. And what came back, it came back to being human meat. Human meat, a certain percentage of the meat was human meat. And we've been consuming that. Where's that meat coming from?
Oh, shit.
I joke around and I call it possum meat. I really don't know what it is. I don't know what they're... But look what Rick says. Also, tons of dyes are being used in coloring of the cereal. Not just that, they'll have a commercial on TV, the Spider-Man Whopper, and it's all red. You're just drinking like a red bottle of paint.
Yeah.
That's crazy,
you're right.
Man. But you know what, Hermano Marvelous, I would love to have you on Chicano Street. Our schedules are going to align pretty soon. Our schedules are going to align. Sure. But I appreciate the call. And
thank you for having me. Appreciate you guys.
All right, man. Thank you, man.
Hey, cuídate mucho.
All right, gracias. Okay, bye.
Yeah, that's one
We're
thing
go
about
8:30. What a call right there from Marvelous calling in on the health. Something me and Miss Chicano Tube are 100% in.
Definitely. Caller, your name, where are you calling from? Caller.
What's up?
Hey, your name.
Hey, you're live on Chicano Street.
This is Javier.
What's up, Javier?
What's up, Javier? Man? Talk to us, brother.
What's up, man? Nothing much, man. So where are you guys at right now? Because I know the last caller was pretty informative.
I'm sorry?
As far as that topic, because I know the last.
No. So we were doing trending topics. It started to go into a little bit of politics, and then obviously Bobby Kennedy's push for health, as he wants to be the in the cabinet, the health department executive. He's talking about on day one removing fluoride. He's talking about removing GMO and preservatives that are banned in other countries. And what Marvelous, he's very intellectual. He was talking, I don't think politics really interests him, with all due respect, respectfully. But when it comes to health, he's just very knowledgeable when it comes to that. And me as Miss Chicano Tube, we're talking about how, it saddens me. The razas, we're cutting off our lifespan by 10 or 15 years. And all I see us in the grocery store is have one grocery cart of Gatorade, like 6 stories high, and the other grocery cart of Top Ramens, like 6 stories high.
God
And
damn.
we just need to educate the raza to live longer lives and be around for our families.
Yeah, man, that's very true.
Yeah, that's a very good thing. I mean, obviously, at the end of the day, kind of like the previous caller before that, he says, I'm only interested in finding ways to better ourselves, especially our raza. But I mean, the way things are going right now, man, I mean, in California, it's good. I live in California where pretty much everybody is, the majority of the people here, especially in Southern California, it's pretty much raza. You can get away with speaking Spanish all day and have your job, speak Spanish all day, run your business, do your thing and not be discriminated upon or, have anything, have anybody, try to, see you as far as away from, your rights or whatever the case may be. Unlike other states, but I think the best thing that I can recommend for people and just raza in general is, I know things are getting tough. I'm in the business. I used to be in the mortgage industry. And one thing I want to tell and let people, let your callers or your listeners know is I left the mortgage industry because it's pretty much like it's done right now for at least another, I don't know even know how long, right? Because rates are so high, everything's so unaffordable in the mortgage industry. I went into debt settlement. You guys know the thing about debt?
Consolidating.
Exactly. It's mostly consolidating people because people have gotten themselves into more debt. The average person I talk to is at least $30,000 in debt. Now, it doesn't sound like a lot, but $30,000 is like a $1,200-$1,300 minimum payment.
Oh, yeah.
Besides rent and everything. So one thing I want to let people know is stay out of debt.
Yeah.
Don't overspend. This is what I want to let your listeners know. As far as
Go ahead.
Something that I want to let the raza know is stop overspending. Stop. If you can, if you have to borrow through your credit cards to go to that Dodger game or the Lakers game, don't do it. Watch it from home. Get yourself a 12-pack. Stay home. Don't go to that bar. Don't drop $200 of your paycheck. Stay home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Don't overspend. People are overspending.
Yeah.
That's all they're doing.
Fine.
I'm seeing people with hundreds of thousands. Dude, I got a guy that I spoke to yesterday from LA. This guy makes $80,000 a year net. He has over $130,000 in credit cards, not to mention his mortgage payment on top of his auto payment, which is another $1,000.
What?
And that's not accounting for insurances, food, everything else. This guy is literally in the negative every single month.
Holy shit.
And I see this a lot. So the one thing I want to tell raza, and like I said, like please, all your other callers, the one thing I can recommend to raza is please do not overspend, guys. Please live beyond your means. I mean, live within your means, not beyond. Live within your means. Don't overspend. Save, and budget.
I mean, what would
That's all
you
you gotta do because
what would you suggest? Because the holidays are coming up. What would you say for the people that want to buy gifts this year, but they don't want to go in debt because of that? Well, what would you recommend in that part?
well, I mean, obviously we're all gonna have to spend something, right? Right. So I'm not gonna say not to spend or try to be a little frugal this year. You know what I mean? These kids have so many things that they don't even use. That they get bored after a certain months. I myself bought my daughter what do you call those, a Wii? About a couple, you remember 3 years ago when he first came out, maybe 4 years ago.
Yeah, video game.
She many years ago, like 6 months and it's gone. It was a $300 Wii. I was like, nah, man. I'm buying books. I'm buying certain little things where they can. Where not only am I spending less, but also they're going to be able to learn. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's
So
right. That's solid
try,
advice right
try
there.
spending, yeah, try spending, and I'm gonna be honest with you. These kids nowadays, they like, I have a 21-year-old and I have a 15-year-old. They like, what do you call that? Retro stuff.
Yeah.
You can
Throwback.
maybe try finding stuff that's retro, like old school. That maybe that
Well, like
I'm not trying to
vintage?
sound like a cheap ass.
No.
Vintage stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
Vintage stuff sometimes is a little cheaper when you're able to find it.
Yeah.
Not buy something brand new, something that's used. You know what I mean? Like people, and once you put the time and effort to buy something that's within something that they like, not only is it going to be cheaper, but it's also they're going to appreciate it a lot more.
Well,
But
how
I'll
do
be
you,
honest with you, my grandmother, she had I don't know how many grandkids I can just count. You know what I used to appreciate her getting me every single year for Christmas?
what?
Socks and underwear.
Mm.
My grandmother. Socks and underwear. I knew I got, and I used to appreciate that when I was younger, man. I was like, damn, I do need some socks. This is good.
How,
It's cheap.
how do you feel about people that shop at thrift shops to get clothing?
That's what my daughters do it all day.
Your daughters do it all. How old are your daughters again?
21 and 15.
And then they go into thrift shops and buy clothing.
Thrift shops all day. Yeah, they thrift shop a lot. Instead of purchasing that $100 pair of jeans. No, man. Cut that out. People need to cut that out. Go buy yourself a $20 pair of jeans. They look the same. The brand doesn't matter. Stop living like you don't have to show the brand name. It's like I went to Costco, bought some nice flannels. You know how flannels are in right now?
Yeah, of course. That's in the freeway.
You guys are spending $80 to $100 flannels. They look really fuck. I bought them at Costco, $15. Some nice flannels.
There you go.
About
Man.
5 of them. I spent what some people spend on one flannel. I bought 5 of them.
We got health advice.
show
We
the
got
brand.
financial advice for the raza. We got all advice for the raza tonight.
That's right.
Stop overspending, guys. You guys need to save because I'm sorry, and it has nothing to do with the Trump presidency. I don't like him personally, but they're all just they're just a figurehead.
Yeah.
For me,
Yeah.
all these guys.
Yeah.
They're just figureheads, right? But remember, the economy is speaking to everybody. Look, it's unaffordable. People can't buy houses right now. The house that I live in right now, I cannot afford. I would not be able to afford it with my same pay because it's worth too much. I would not be able to afford it if I were to buy it brand new. All right, that's one.
Yeah.
Second, cost of living is too high. Going anywhere, you're dropping at least $100 just to go out for dinner for a family of 4.
Yeah. Here in LA, a lot more.
Facts.
Southern
Big
California, that's a lot more. Yeah.
Yeah.
So please, guys, save your money. Stay home. Go to the park. Spend more time with your kids. Brand names don't matter. They'll get over it. You know what I mean? Kids will get over it. We grow up, and then we learn.
Definitely.
That's right. Appreciate the call,
You guys have a good
cabrón.
night.
Yeah, man. Thank you, man.
Cuídate mucho.
And
Bueno.
he's out of here.
Man, we got health advice. We got financial advice. Cultura. Appreciate the
man.
calls, man. Solid calls. Any more calls before we sound off on some comments?
Let's see. Right now, nobody's calling. So,
All right, Miss
yeah, go for it. Go for it with the comments.
No. I just want to acknowledge Miss Chicano too, the executive producer.
Hey.
She's in the chat right now, and she said agreed about don't spend what you have. So what I heard was 47 is going to put a ceiling on credit card debt.
Definitely. Caller, your name and where are you calling from?
Hello, Norbeez. This is Brad Pitbull.
Brad Pitbull. Where are you calling from today?
Coming from the sunken city of Atlantis. We're still out here somewhere.
Hey, that's
Top
right.
secret.
That's right.
That's right. The sunken city.
What's going on, man?
I want to thank both you guys for doing a live stream tonight because I know both of you are busy. We're doing other things, but if we don't have a place to discuss things that are on our mind, whether it's career or concerns of the economy or politics, we'll wander off and we'll do some other, useless thing like watch cat videos or just hang out with nice fools at that trailer park. You know what I'm saying? So
Yep. That's true.
But hey, one thing about the elections, I heard that some people were thinking that it was going to be the spirit of Jezebel versus the spirit of Leviathan. So they were calling Trump Leviathan and then Kamala the spirit of Jezebel. So it was the two demonic wars.
I could see that. I could see that.
Yeah, and so watching some. Yeah, but yeah, that's it. And then with the advice of Christmas shopping, as a kid, I did want again more toys, more He-Man toys, not the GI Joe, but you know, now as I get older, I just want good company, And I think if we tell our kids, show our kids, that,
Yeah.
Just a good time, fucking go gardening, go fucking sweep the sidewalk, help grandma with the dishes,
Yeah.
get a
Oh,
recipe
yeah.
from her,
Yeah.
those things because these holidays are really meant for us to go shop and for us to go spend more on put more on the credit card. So these fuckers could go buy another yacht and then, so they could say that they're Democrat and then build build walls around their communities and keep us out. And it's all just a game. There's a meme that I saw where it says if you play chess, it's black versus white if you're looking at the game, but at the end of the day, if you observe from further away, the two players are friends at the end of the match. So the ones that are controlling the black ones are controlling the white side. So they're just saying,
Yeah. I
Oh,
see
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I see that. I can see that.
and yeah, but that's it. But one thing that I got into recently is coin collecting, and that's just by I go to the bank and I get $100 box of nickels and I just take the silver out of them, and then if not, I'll just fucking go buy my groceries with that at a self checkout.
Yeah.
And now that I'm older, because people say, why you're boring now, but I'm thinking, when I was your age, some of these younger kids, they tell them when you're 20s, I'm like, by that time I was probably living in my 100th city, this worked throughout my 7th country, and just was working by from sun up to sundown.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason that I kick back now, sort of.
Yeah.
And last thing is just for the audience, our cultura, it could be your grandma's mole, it could be the way you make a limonada. So something about the Mexican lemonade, or even good jokes, or even ghost stories, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That if we all created, imagine our own YouTube channels and share that sort of insight and knowledge.
Yeah.
And that way we leave a digital post behind. So that way when we leave, there's still our lessons are still being learned.
We pass it on. Yeah. All right.
And that's it. But hey, thank you for taking my call.
Yeah, man.
Shout out to Spencer Baca, wherever he's at.
hey, before you go though, man, I definitely want to shout you out because Veterans Day did pass, and you are definitely a veteran.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service, man.
No, thank you. My pleasure. And one thing with that, when I took an oath before I joined the Marines, I promised to defend America from all enemies, foreign and domestic. But I think the biggest enemy in America today is ignorance. But by us discussing our different point of views, we can overcome that, and just adapt and overcome. We work together.
That's right.
Absolutely.
But yeah, thank you again for just having this tonight, and thanks for taking my call.
Thank you, man.
Right.
Hey, buenas noches. I appreciate you, Brad People.
We'll talk soon, man.
Thank you.
Yeah,
that was another great call right there. Caller just putting people in perspective. I love that.
Yeah, man. I think it's a good time with these coming holidays to really just come together and enjoy our company and teach our lessons and
try not to promote the commercial side of it.
At the
Because
commercial
that's what it's supposed to be happening. I mean, we're joking around at the beginning of the podcast. 3 times a year, Mexican, Cinco de Mayo, Independencia, and Dia de Muertos, which we shouldn't be. But also, like around Christmas times, for those that have the Christian faith, it shouldn't just be, it's Christmas time. We got to hit church. And that's the only time. Easter and Christmas is the only time we worship. It should be, that's what it's about.
Yeah,
And
that's pretty much, and I'm glad that this year we actually spoke a lot about cultura, about raza, about our history. So I'm very happy that you and me were able to do streams that were based off of that, so we could share a lot
yeah,
of our history and our culture to the audience, because that's something that I do want to continue on pushing, because the audience that are here now, they know what we said, and every time we talk about it, the new audience is going to know, and at a certain point we're all going to be in sync with our roots and our history, and that'll bring us more together in a sense. Oh, and shout out to Miss Chicana too, because I saw her message right there.
Miss Chicano
Definitely.
too. Miss Chicano too.
That-
I don't know if you noticed this, Norbeez, or not. Of course, with the Raza channels in California, we bump heads every once in a while, shoot shots and chisme tube and all that. But it's in us because somos Mexicanos. Who doesn't like a little bit of chisme, or they don't get into it? But every once in a while. But did you see, at least for the majority of the podcasters said, you know what, we did need a reset. We did need to kind of just start anew and turn a fresh page, whether we were getting along or not. We got kind of had the similar message, like, you know what, it could be rinse and repeat 4 more years, or we could do a reset and just fuck it, try something new. What do we got to lose when our inflation is already at a 50-year high, and at
you know,
least we're on that page as far as vote with your wallet? I don't know if
well,
you agree with
the
that.
for me, the drama podcaster, they're still doing the same stupid shit they were doing before, but now they're copying Tony A's show. Just to put that out there.
Oh
Uh,
shit.
Aside from that,
Oh
I
shit.
have seen a lot more podcasters that are really delving into their Chicano culture and their roots. Uh, it's interesting because sometimes I agree with them and sometimes I don't. So maybe later on we can link up with them and try to find middle grounds, because they have very strong ideals or thoughts of of the culture and raza and Chicanos, and I've seen a few of them, and I've been listening to them in the background just to see what they're about, and it's a little bit, it's a little disappointing, just a little,
Mm,
because I see them and I hear them, but in a sense they in themselves create another division where you're not willing to be more open about what could be or what is, and instead you're strong with your beliefs, and that's it. I don't care what
mm,
you say, that's what it is. And me personally, I'm always open to ideas, suggestions, thoughts, and opinions, because like I said before, my tribe, my
mm,
ancestors, they made all of our history disappear. They put it all away, they hid it, they took it away from us, they left us like babies with absolutely none of our knowledge, none of our history. That's them. And what I took from that was that it's like they were telling us, don't, what we had before, you can't use it anymore. You need
mm,
to grow into this new world that's being created, and you need to figure out how you can be part of it and thrive in it. Because I know a lot of tribes that tend to hold on to their traditions, their culture, and their and and they should, but you can't let your traditions and
mm,
and then your things, your rules, keep you and your tribe from becoming greater, because we can't hold on to the past, because my ancestors taught us that we can't hold on to what we had, because what we had isn't going to work in this world. This
mm,
is another world with different rules, but we can thrive in it, because we are of this land. This is our land, and we just need to accept that what was the past, it's gone. We need to be part of this system that's here now, thrive, take it, and let it help all of us. And that's what I see with like I said, when I see these other podcasters that talk about, their tribes, their culture, their rules, it tells me personally, like, they will antagonize you if you tell them, look, we're in a different time now. We can't be the ones we were before, but we can become something new, something that could thrive, something that can live side by side with this new system of government, with this other race that are here. And that's one thing I just wanted to say, because you brought up other podcasters, and I've been low key in the backseat listening to different podcasters out here.
That's right. I heard you say right now they hid the knowledge, cabron. Where are the scrolls at? Who has the knowledge?
That's a very good question, man. But like I said, I think had we kept that knowledge and it fell into the wrong hands, the Europeans, things would not have turned out very well for us, because one reason why they probably don't go after us, because they're looking for something that was here but isn't here anymore, because nobody should be able to have that kind of knowledge.
But you're
Or at
talking about
least-
like 6, 7, 800 years ago, because no
No,
one's
I'm-
coming.
I'm-
You're not talking
I-
about Europeans now coming after you, or you're talking about now.
Yeah, no, even now, I told you before that where my tribe lives, there is one pueblo that is all Spanish. All their descendants are Spanish. They've been there since the beginning of the conquest. Well, not actually, a few years after the conquest, they created their own little town just to watch my tribe. They're still there, waiting for God knows what. Because, like I said, when they found our pyramids that we abandoned, they found it completely empty. When they found the pyramid, when they went through the Mexica pyramids and every other tribe's pyramids, they found gold, they found jade, they found scrolls. When they came to our pyramids, it was empty. And when they tried to get answers from us and we fought with them, they lost, and they couldn't get it. So they used their own political tactics to build their own little town among our town and stay there until today, until the present time. They're still there, just watching, waiting, because we all trip out that and we're up there in the mountains, bro. It takes 5 hours from the main city to drive up there. 5 hours in car. That's how long it takes to get up there. There's all the towns are nothing but Zapotec indigenous. But you have one town that's filled with white Spanish people with green eyes and very tall. Nobody knows why they would just end up there. Out of all the places in Mexico, they're right there in the mountains. So it's always interesting. And because I like to think that they know that my tribe had something very important that they want but can't get. But like I said, I think
That's a conspiracy way. That's a conspiracy way you just said right now. My tribe is getting watched by people, and there's powers that be that are wanting to monitor them and keep an eye on them. That's a conspiracy shit, and I don't doubt it. I don't take everything at face value.
Bro, it's all jungle up there. It's all jungle. It's crazy. There's like no good reason for them to be up there. No good reason, but they're
Philip
there.
says, can Donald Trump control Fannie Mae? No, he can't control Fannie Mae, but the Mortgage Banking Association, Fannie Mae, and Wells Fargo on election day put out a projection for next year. They're projecting 2 points. The interest rates will go down because, again, when you stop the wars, the wars is just the funneling of money. See, the biggest scam in the world is like when politicians say, let's pass a measure, let's pass a bill. Really what they're saying is let's line our pockets up. And war is just the avenue para mismanage money. Friends help friends. And that's what war is. When you stop the war, okay, bring the boys home, stop the war, and then bring all these foreign export factories that we have subbed out to Turkey, India, and China. When you bring back when you do those two things, stop war and bring all the jobs back to the U.S., the economy can't help but to get stimulated. I mean, you just have
Yeah.
to have no business 101. You
Exactly.
just are gonna start making more money, and then it's a ripple effect down. But Norbeez, last comments of the night. Let's go. Let's acknowledge some people in the comment
So
section.
shout out to HCP Chemistry. Always there, always
Oh yeah, that's a
supporting.
day one right
Appreciate
there.
him. Great fisherman, by the way.
No, he's got great perspective and feedback. He'll make you think. Even like Risky too, that called in. Shout out to all the callers. Brad Pitbull called in. Risky called in. Who else called in? Marvelous was on the line. Who else
Yeah.
called in tonight?
Uh,
I know you
the
know
guy
more
from
names.
the guy from Michigan, Mohammed.
Muhammad, the link homie. Shout
Yeah,
out
the
to the
link
link
homie.
homie.
Yeah,
The
he's our
link homie.
intel. He's the intel guy. He's
Yeah, he's the
intelligence.
intel guy. He's the one that be up on shit, man. But it was a great
Wait. Oh,
conversation.
now that I bring up intelligence, I want to bring something else up because this is one thing that was trending about Trump. Everybody was going wild because he's proposing to use the military as his intelligence to track illegal immigrants. One
That was
reason,
trending today, and the missiles that
yeah,
Biden allowed is
and
trending today.
and
Go ahead.
I want to clear something up. One of the reasons why Trump would do this, one is because normally the agency that's in charge of this is called the FBI, and I'm saying that so because I know
Sí,
they
en
hear
español.
it's them. And
Sí.
if you guys haven't noticed, Trump doesn't have a very good relationship with them because they try to put him in jail, and they
About
they, they
5 times.
failed and they failed at it. So
About 5 times.
because he doesn't trust them, he needs to use another set of intelligence to help him with his his whole mission with illegal immigration. So the only agency that he does have full control of is the military. The military is they're sworn to obey the president, whereas the FBI they can or the DEA they can pretty much freelance and
Okay.
depending on who's giving money, they're gonna lean to certain ways. So this is one reason why Trump would go as far as getting now, mind you, the military is not, as far as I know, the military is not allowed to set foot on U.S. soil and actually act out on anything. They're not allowed to do that, but they are allowed to use intelligence to, monitor certain situations, which is what Trump is going to use because the military cannot be in action in U.S. soil. That's why we have the National Guard. The National Guard is the one that gets tapped in if something happens in U.S. soil. They'll go
Yeah,
up
because
first.
they're mostly kicking back and reading magazines. They're the least ones that see least action, right? The reserves.
Yeah, they're the ones that
So
if
they can
something
get all
happens,
them and to immediately start putting fucking barbed wire all over the border or makeshift shit because they're just there just shooting the shit. But I know what you mean. They were talking about that. And then they're talking about World War III. What is 46 doing on his way out? Allowing rockets to be thrown. I don't know.
yeah,
But
well,
World War III, I
yeah,
mean, that shit has already been started. We're in the middle of 2 wars right now.
yeah, man. And I do just want to add a correction because Brad Pitbull, he is a servant man. He did say unless a state of emergency is called, then the military could step in.
Oh, and start martial law and get crazy and start arming up. I know that sounds crazy, but again, you bring the fellas, you end the wars, you bring the troops back, you bring the jobs back, and let the other country. They're gonna. What Uncle Trump is gonna do is see every single country is like a contract. It's like a business. It's like a deal. They're gonna start renegotiating shit.
Yeah.
And watch though, there will be more. I believe there's gonna be more funds in more places that they need to be. Like we need to start helping
Yeah.
our homeless. We need to start helping our veterans. But again,
Yeah.
I don't hang off a cliff on politics. This is not the politics channel. You want a
Yeah.
politics channel? Here, I'll put a picture of a fired politician. Here's a fired, failed politician that I don't even know why people still want advice, political advice.
I don't know either.
But
It blows my mind. Like
he was pushing way more Trump than I was, but I definitely am a conservative and I wear that on my sleeve. I don't want to hide that because I believe the Mexican raza at heart put God first in everything. And we love God. We love big families. We love each other and we love the principles and traditional values.
yes.
And when you start wanting to remove those, it sounds a little screwy Louis to the raza. But last words.
Shout out to the live chat, everybody that called. Thank you very much. And I always appreciate that people call in and speak their minds. People are in the chat. They have fun. Mikey, thank you for having me. Like I said before, if you don't ask me to come online, I probably wouldn't go
You're
live.
semi-retired way. No,
It's
you're
just
shooting a
that
lot. You've been working a lot.
I've been working a lot. I've been working on a lot of different things, and it's just difficult. And then life happens, and then it's hard to maintain a consistent life. So I'm thankful that you tell me, hey, cabron, let's go, let's do something. What are you doing? And then you catch me at the right time, and I'm like, okay, fuck it, hey, let's do it, because I really do have a lot of fun talking about these topics, because there are topics that need to be talked about. Because if I'm not talking it with you guys, I'm talking to myself about it.
Right, right. And the chat gets lit, and the interaction with the chat is everything. We appreciate you guys.
Exactly.
Obviously, when we do lives, this is a live show for the community.
Definitely.
This is really
Definitely.
what lives do is more engagement and interact with the community. Here on Chicano Tube, they're on Run the Fade. We appreciate you guys. We're going to wrap this up and tap back in with the familias. Don't forget, we got the press conference on Series of Fighting. The first time I'm going to put these super heavyweights face to face. Okay, I'm gonna have the little GoPro. I'm gonna do the Joe Rogan with the GoPro. I already got the necklace and everything. I'm gonna wear it. I'm gonna put them right here. I want you to feel the energy this Saturday. That's about Thanksgiving fight night for the fight that's happening. If you don't know about it, you can go to the community page, Norbeez. I appreciate you one more time, hermano. To the next episode, you guys, we are out. But remember what I always say. Remember what I always say, mi beautiful linda raza. Have a great evening and blessed week. But in the end, all you got is the memories.
A rato.